Hello, it's Mara from Houseplants, New Jersey. I am here in my pajamas that my friend Sari gave me for Christmas. They're gorgeous. They're satin and they're just so pretty. So, and comfortable, I must say. Very comfortable. So, tonight we are going to be discussing Jade plant. Let's get started on this one. Unfortunately, I just watered it today. But this was a little plant my mom gave me a few months ago. Now, actually not a few months ago. She gave it to me in about April. So that was at the beginning of the spring. Now, this plant, what happened was here's a little dead leaf, which has two new leaves coming in. I mean, this thing never stops growing. So this plant had so it was growing and then it was like kind of reaching toward the sun. And it also had like almost like aerial roots on it. And I just thought that was so weird. So I looked it up. If you have aerial roots, that means that you're not watering it enough. It's searching out water in the air. So I cut that piece and I just plopped it in the soil. That piece that I cut off with the aerial roots, I plopped it in the soil and it grew a whole new shoot. All right. It just rooted right in. I didn't even like push the soil around, nothing. It just rooted right in. And also two new branches formed out of it. I mean, these are huge. Can you see that? Like these are the branches. So, I mean, that's awesome. So, this plant, like wherever you cut it, two new shoots will grow off of it usually. All right. So, I cut it right here, two new branches formed off of here because I like it more like a shrub. Some people like it more like a tree. I like it more like a shrub. So that's what I'm going for on this look. Okay, so I'm kind of happy that the arrow root came out because when I chopped it, I planted it down here. It's going to grow more full and round. That's what I'm going for. All right. And you do you. You do you. You do whatever you want to do with it. If you want it to be more like a bonsai, or if you want it like a really thick stem, then just keep chopping and then you could propagate into another pot. You don't have to do it in the same pot. You could do it into another pot and then have it more like a tree. All right. And who knows, I may change my mind about the shrub look. But as of right now, I want a shrub look, and that's what I'm gonna go for. All right. So pretty soon I'm gonna probably chop these off here and then stick them right back in the soil and they'll root in there. This is so easy. So easy. One of the easiest plants ever. It's a succulent. So I I propagate plants, I sell them at the salon or whatever, but a lot of people love succulents. So I have to order them in bulk and I do sell them too. And a lot of times they do send me like baby jade plants. And I see that and I didn't even realize they were jade. I had no idea. I had no idea that they were jade. And sometimes what'll and what before I realized they were jade, a lot of times is you'll order like red succulents and you'll get that bulk shipment. A lot of them are jade, just sun stressed jade, and they're red. So you pay a little extra for them just to be sun stressed. When I have one right here, but whatever. Anyway, this plant if you sun stress it, if you leave it in a very, very bright location, usually within the summertime, it'll turn like a crimson around the edges of the leaf. So all around here, all around the edges of this leaf, it'll turn like a crimson color, and it's really, really beautiful. All right, and that's sun stressing. I do believe that it goes back to the green. I haven't really kept them long enough to know if it definitely goes back to the green. Usually I sell them, so I don't know if they go back to the green, but I do believe they do. If you have if you know anything else, then if you know any better, then definitely comment and say yes or no, they don't go back to the green or whatever. Tell me. I would love to know. Anyway, I have this in a succulent soil. I have some and I have a lot of perlite in here. So that's it. I mean, this was a simple soil, succulent soil from Miracle Grow, and perlite, and some. I usually always put mosquito bits and worm castings. All right. This doesn't need, it's not a heavy feeder. I don't need to fertilize it very much, even though I do fertilize it with every watering. I don't have to fertilize it with every watering, which is very nice. I use the Alaska fish fertilizer, and I use the tap water conditioner. That's it. I usually just use that on every one of my plants, and pretty much it's been working for me. Maybe I'll venture out yet again, but a lot of times what happened with me in the past was I was using fertilizer like probably like a Miracle Grow fertilizer or some kind of powder form. And when I wasn't like now that I found the Alaska fish fertilizer, which is very natural, it doesn't burn the leaves of the plant. So with the other powder forms that I was finding, they were turning my leaves black if I used a little too much, which I'm known to do. I'm known to like even if I go to a restaurant, I'm the person that over orders. I'm the person that I order too much. I never finish it. I bring it home and then I don't eat it anyway. So, but a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do a half of a serving of fertilizer, and then I'll be like, let me just add a little dab more. And then what happens? I burn my leaf. I burn, not all of the leaves. Usually it just affects like one or two, but still, that's one or two that you worked really hard to get to a beautiful place, and then it's black. So, but anyway, getting back on the jade plant, this thing my mom gave me, and I can't wait to see where it goes this year after this. So, because we just repotted it in April, I don't think it's going to need to be repotted for probably another year, 2 years. So I want to see how far we could take this thing. And I really want it to be like a shrub in my house. All right. Anyway, end the video. Like, subscribe, and comment. Definitely comment. All right. Have a good night.